Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. Hope everyone's good. Hope everyone's having a good week, good weekend. Today is a Sunday, so what I'm going to be doing now is just kind of setting myself up for the week. I like to do this either on a Sunday or a Monday. I don't really trade Monday, so sometimes like a Monday evening, we have our like community call, and I'll kind of seeing how Monday's price action is, and then kind of jump in and do it then. But sometimes I'll just do it on a Sunday as well. So yeah, instead of kind of jumping into the markets on a London Open or New York Open and being like, oh right, let's see what's going on, I kind of like to have a bit of structure and like set myself up for the week, look at my core pairs, see what happened last week, what is the how does order flow, price action looking, where are we anticipating price to move, and then kind of go in, set up the ideas, set some alerts, and then just kind of let things run and just see how things go. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Going to go over 2 or 3 pairs and some ideas that potentially have for the week. And then what I will do is, as the week progresses, I'll kind of jump in, record some extra bits, see how those trades went, if it even went how we thought they were going to go. And then, yeah, carry on from there. So I'm just going to jump into the charts now. Cool. So jumping into the chart. So like I said, it's really important you have a trading plan. You try and stick to that plan as much as possible. And part of my plan is doing a kind of top-down analysis, starting with the higher time frames. If I jump to my thing here, I zoom in a little bit, you can kind of see, weekly, daily trend, which way is price moving, what does the market structure look like on a 4-hour, looking at 4-hour ICs, IPA entries. I should also put on liquidity on there as well. I missed that. Liquidity super important. Did a video on that. You can kind of jump back and check that out. Psychological levels, and then looking at weekly cycle, time of day, and then fundamentals as well. So these are all things I like to look at on like the Sunday or Monday, set myself up for the week, and then kind of go from there. So I'll kind of whiz through these. So CAD JPY I mentioned in my last video. This is a trade that I'm still in right now. Basically, as we can see, we've been super bullish on CAD JPY for the last, what's this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 weeks or so. So we are looking for that pullback. There's a nice weekly demand in here. We are anticipating a pullback to that. So we marked out this weekly candle. We did get a nice reaction off of that. Exhausted, rejected. Same again. If I jump into the daily, let's just jump straight to the 4-hour because I've been over this already. We created some nice liquidity here, equal lows. We kind of broke structure on the 1-hour. We did a 4-hour. We didn't make a higher high. We left open this candle here, bang on the 102.000 level. I was comfortable to kind of take that trade. So what am I expecting for this week on this pair? So I mean, ideally, I would like to see this tank through and take out this liquidity down here. Might not happen. If I go to the 1-hour, you can see we do have this institutional candle here, which is floating around the 0.500 level. So I am considering hedging here, because again, if you're looking here, we're higher lows, lower highs. So we're kind of bearish, and then we kind of do this sell and come up, and we do break above these highs and break the structure. So we could get a reaction out of here. I'm anticipating that. So I'm already stopped to break even. I'm already risk free. I could hedge if it tanks straight through. I've just lost 1%, and then I'm looking on to gain another 5-6%. So that is my outlook for CAD. If we do break through, back to this. If we do break through this, and we get some nice price action, I might stack some sales on this. But overall, if this trade does what I want it to do, that's going to be around 12%. I will probably take partials at this point as well, and then just kind of let things run. So yeah, that's where I am with CAD. If I go to GU, again, starting on the higher time frame, so I'll explain what some of these dots are. So purple is basically your lower highs, green is your lower lows. So we can see we're in I like to just really make things simple. So when I come back to the charts, I can see, okay, this was what I was looking at. This is the way things are going. So right now, as you can see, we're making, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, and we're kind of tanking. Obviously, with the GBP news last week as well, we did see a bit of a tank there as well. So Ideally, I would like to see this pull up into this daily supply. I would like to start seeing some buys now on this. However, it doesn't look like we're seeing that. We saw a big engulfing on the daily and we closed bearish again. So if I drop down to the 4-hour, what am I seeing right here? So I would like to see price pull back up into these kind of areas. We have a nice 4-hour candle here. And then we also have another nice IPA area, but then we do have our daily supply here. However, what could potentially happen if I go down to the 1-hour, if we're just looking at our 1-hour structure, so we had this trend liquidity here, so you can see touch, 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 touch. We swept that and then dropped straight back down again below it. So this is what we would call a liquidity sweep. That's why I got my little broom on there because we're sweeping it up. The candle that essentially is there that is kind of sticking out to me would be this move up before this big move down, breaking the structure. Again, break of structure is super important to me in my trading plan. What else do I notice? This candle here is bang on a 0.500 psych level, so again, something quite interesting. I will set an alert around here just so I can get pinged to let me know when it's come back into that. But right now I'm not looking at too much on this pair. Yeah, I mean, would I buy back up into this area? You could. I like to trade with the higher time frame confirmation of the order flow though. So if we are bearish, I would prefer to just take sales, but you could look to buy back up into that. So, but yeah, that's what I'd potentially looking at. We'll see what happens if we come up reacting to that 1-hour candle. Longer term time frames, if I'm looking on the daily, we do have this daily order block right here, which came up, broke the structure, and we started to go bullish. So we could see GU come down to this daily here, which is another, say, 800, 700 pips. So yeah, we'll have to see. But yeah, again, it's all about patience, right? And just sitting, waiting and seeing how things play out. EU, what we have with EU. The EU, again, always moves fairly similar to GU for obvious reasons. We've got our lower highs, so we are bearish. If I go down to the 4-hour, we've got sort of, we had this daily supply, which I would like to see it come up to be honest. Like, it makes sense to kind of carry on this price action, right? It would make a lot of sense to sort of carry that on, but it doesn't always do what you want it to do, right? So if I go down to the 4-hour, what can I see? But we have started to see some kind of breaks of structure on the lower time frames. If I go down to the 1-hour, would like to see price come back up into this IPA. So IPA is basically imbalance. What am I seeing? So we kind of stalled around this area. We've seen a break above highs. So we created some equal lows here. We came down. We swept the lows, which is sweeping liquidity. This is part of our signature move. We then impulsively broke up to the upside, taking out this structure here. So we now could be looking at buys. If I was looking for buys now, potentially, is it something that I would set pendings for? Probably not, because of how bearish the market is. But we do have this kind of at 1-hour big candle here. Around 50% of it is the 0.500 psych level again. So if I did want to buy up into this IPA, this is where I would potentially look to take this trade from. So yeah, definite potential there. I think even on the 30-minute, yeah, we've got a 30-minute candle here as well. So yeah, you can see we came down below these lows, swept it, broke back up above structure. So yeah, it's all just about waiting and seeing how price reacts. Again, I'm not too confident on just setting pendings on these, just because of how, like, on buyers, if the market is so bearish. So yeah, just one to bear in mind. Last couple of pairs I'm looking at. So again, I always start from the daily. So NZD CAD, you can see lower highs, lower lows, so we're bearish, right? What do we have? We have this daily supply. Would like to get up to that, but it's a long way away, right? So let's see. We trade what's in front of us. We have had another break of structure to the downside, taking out these lows. If we come and make a higher high above this, then we could potentially look for buying opportunities. But for now, we are very bearish. If I look on the 1-hour, we have breaks above these lows. what we did have is we had this internal trend liquidity here. We took it, and we broke straight back down below. If I was going to look for more sales, you can see there's this IPA in between these two candles with a nice 1 hour candle, which was the up move, which broke the low. So this is kind of where I would set my alert and kind of see how price reacts. When we come into that, we might stall a bit, tap it, come back, and then come down. But we see. But these are some of the ideas I have. The only ones I kind of like is CJ. But again, we could just come straight back up above this, right? We've been so bullish for so long. We could just keep going. So yeah, it's one of those. You just got to manage your risk, understand it's all just probability, and then just roll with the punches. So yeah, NZD CAD not really looking at too much. We're still bearish, so potentially could be looking at sells. I'm not, the only liquidity sweep I'm seeing right now is this one. So yeah, man, we'll have to just see what price gives us tomorrow. I think that's all I had, to be honest. If I look at EN, and that's it. Like, EN's moving nice. We have longer term targets of this 4 hour IPA. So you can see we were fairly bearish. We're now kind of starting, buyers are in the market now. Yeah, we tapped into this candle, broke above the structure. What do we have on a lower time frame? Tapped into this one and gone. So would we come potentially back down to this area? Don't know. Probably not, but I have to see, right? I would like to see it come down even more again, to be honest. Like, we have this nice sell to buy, broke the structure, hasn't been touched yet, this 1 hour candle. So this would be something I would like to see. And again, like, if where's the 500 is literally, can't make this up, 500 is bang on that candle, right? So I just like to mark these up like this, stick a little emoji in with some eyes. But yeah, that would be the trade I would like. Come back down, and then we start seeing some buys. So yeah, that's where we are. It's a Sunday. We'll see how things play out this week, and then we'll come back end of the week, see how we got on. What did we take? What did we miss? We love missing shit. Cool. So we're back. It is now Friday. It's about 10 p.m. here for me. So yeah, just revisiting end of the week now. Trading's all done for the week. Just gonna do a little quick overview on sort of how the week went. So overall, we had a good week, actually. CJ did us good, which I mentioned at the start of the video. That was kind of my favourable trade for the week. And then we also caught a couple of percent off a little play on EU as well, which was the one that I marked up. So yeah, all in all, I think we're up 6% for this week, which is good. 5% target. So yeah, just gonna quickly jump in and just kind of show you what played out, and then I'm just gonna talk about a couple of ideas I want for this week. So, and yeah, sorry, it's well dark in here. So trading view. So yeah, this was the CJ that I called out. It just went, man. We could have done a potential 1 to 16. This was my target. Was this area of liquidity? Did I hold it? Did I have the balls to hold it down to that? No, of course not. This is something I need to get better at, is holding my trades and just trusting my analysis. So we got a perfect entry here. And then, to be honest, when it started to consolidate here, this is where I took my exit. So I took like a percent off the table, stops to break even. We kind of got to this area. What I noticed here was this break of structure. So obviously this has kind of acted as a liquidity wipe, and then it's come back down. But where we broke above these highs, I kind of just watched price come back down into this area, and then I just closed the trade. I was like, look, I've got 5%. My weekly target's 5%. Let's not get greedy. It could reverse. Let's go. But yeah, I should have just maybe took another percent off and just held it. But I know I would have been annoyed if it had done done 7-8 RR and then come straight back up. So that was that. So that's CJ. CJ played really well. We've still got a few more targets. Like as I mentioned, I still want to short this more. Like I know we still need that big pullback. I have this lovely institutional candle down here, sitting at about 97400. So I do want to see price come down to that. In terms of re-entries, I like this candle here. So we have that bearish engulfing, sorry. We have a move up which swept out these kind of equal highs, if you like, this consolidation. We then came and then broke below. We're sort of in and out, floating around in there now. I did mark out some IPA, so we have some IPA on the 1 hour. So yeah, it's late now on a Friday. I'm not going to get into anything just now, but ideally I would like to see a little push up into here, maybe a break of this low, back up, and then maybe look to short that back down. So that's my first play. The other trade I caught was on EU. So this I mentioned at the start of the video. I was looking for maybe price to come back down to this candle here after we sort of swept liquidity. Sorry, I've removed some of my markings, but we had this sweep here. So yeah, we caught a nice entry here actually. The reason why I entered this was because of the time, right? So it was around 7, 8, 9 a.m. UK time, which is London Open. So I was confident to be like, right, we're in and around that area, let's just take it. We did get a lovely move up, and then it just sort of didn't break above these highs. So, and I knew that there was some news coming on the 11th. So I just thought, you know what, I've done 5% on CJ. Let's not get greedy. I think I closed it at like 3% or something. I think I took like 3%, 3 or 3.5% off of this. So yeah, that was a good trade, and then it did eventually come back and do what I thought it was going to do after the news. So yeah, again, it's just about managing your positions. So in terms of EU now, where we are. So again, if I delete these. What do we have? What are we looking at? Like I still want that deeper retracement up into here. If we look at the daily, you know, we've still got nice areas here, but ideally, you know, I'd want it to come up into this range. If I look on the 1 hour, there's a few little 1 hour candles. Like we have this one here, bang on the 0.500 level. I was watching price to see if it came back up. But it didn't, so we could see price potentially come up into this candle and then just kind of see how it reacts. So that'd be one thing I'd be looking at. Long term, if I look on the monthly, we've got monthly IPA here and we've also got monthly IPA here. So, you know, if the fundamentals keep playing out as they are, we could see EU drop down even further, especially we have these higher targets on the DXY as well. So yeah, they're the main ones really for me right now. One other trade that I do like, that I'm actually in, is on G-Chef. So G-Chef, we're in a bearish market. We had this kind of play here that I made notes on, and it played out. It just didn't come up as high as what I wanted. I wanted it to come up to that 50% of that daily candle, but we just kind of swept these highs and then we dropped, made a lower low. So where we are now is we are currently, I was watching price action today, if I just zoom in here. So we had some, I think it looks better on the 2 hour. Yeah, so we have this candle here, which move up before this breaker structure in here. Only thing I'm conscious of is it hasn't made a lower low here, but that's fine for now. So we printed some equal highs, which is what we like. We like to see a print of liquidity, so we have these equal highs. And I think that was a nice 30-minute candle. Yeah, 30-minute candle here with some IPA. So I kind of executed that. So yeah, in terms of the technicals, I would say like 80% of it's there. And that's okay for me. You know, I had a good week. I'm fine to kind of risk a percent. And then we just kind of see how this plays out into Monday. So yeah, real quick, speedy overview. But I'm still very interested in CJ. Looking for additional entries on the EU to the downside. And then also, yeah, G-Chef is a one that's looking nice. In terms of my target for this, I would probably just take this to the low. Again, like I don't try and go for these 1 to 10s, 1 to 15s. Like they do happen, but most of the time you haven't got the bollocks to hold it, right? I'm happy to just take a back to these previous lows and just take that if this does go in in our favor. Obviously there is a chance it can break through. We have got higher time frame targets as well, and we have this candle up here, and we've got a lot of IPA as well. So yeah, could look to come up. But if we was to come up, we could use this entry here as a potential remorse on the 30-minute. So yeah, let's just see in it. You just see how it plays out. But we are currently in this trade, so that's it. And that's it really. Like just a quick little update on how the week went well. Couple of ideas. Trying to not look at too much still. But all in all, the markets this week were just a little bit slow. So yeah, really good that we managed to just snipe this CJ. So that's it really. Back again next week. See how this week plays out, and yeah, cheers for listening. Hope everyone has a good weekend, and yeah, catch you next week.